Oxfam is warning that rebuilding Gaza could take a century if Israel keeps its blockade. The last war between Israeli forces and Hamas in the summer of 2014 left more than 2,000 people killed and a city of ruins. Thousands of trucks of building materials are needed to repair infrastructure damaged, but in the last 3 months, only 1% of the materials have entered Gaza. Around 100,000 Gazans, more than half of them children, are still living in refugee camps. Far away from Gaza, in Cardiff, Dana Beltaji, a daughter of Palestinians, looks at what is happening in the land where her dad was born.
I think, if my circumstances were different, if my family decided to stay, that could be me, that could be my house, that could be my children, that could be my family. And it's, sometimes when you see these things on television, you might not necessarily relate to them, but when you live there, or when you know that you're from there and you have that connection, it really does, it does sting that little bit more, and it does hurt that much more.
Apart from the blockade, Gaza has another problem. Just a little part of the £7.8 billion promised by international donors to reconstruct the Gaza Strip has arrived.
Within a few years, Gaza could become uninhabitable, but when I call this a humanitarian crisis, we have to remember that actually it's not really a natural disaster, it's a political disaster, that this could only take place with the actions of the Israeli government, the Egyptian government, Arab regimes who refuse to support the Palestinians, and Western governments who continue to back Israel to act with impunity.
Cardiff Palestine Solidarity Campaign is calling for a boycott to stop Israel apartheid against Palestine.
We've launched a campaign which is called Fair Play for Palestine, Don't Play with Israeli Apartheid, around the upcoming Israel versus Wales match, which will be in Haifa on March the 28th.
Boycotting and isolating Israelis may sound quite hard. For Dana, it's a way of creating awareness.
Maybe boycotting isn't the best way forward, or maybe the most intelligent way forward, but it is a way of people's voices coming across, and it's a way of people showing how they feel towards Israel and how they feel towards Palestine, and that is more important than the boycott itself.
More than 70 Israelis were also killed in the last conflict. The lack of agreement between Israel and Palestinian faction Hamas leaves open the possibility of a future war.